Hi everyone, welcome back to this video, and this video is on story maps. So if you're a business analyst and still you haven't come across what is story maps, then this video is for you. So without any delay, let's get into the video. So we all work with backlogs. We get requirements, we manage features, we manage epics. But if I was to ask you for everything in one view, okay, if I want the let's say the what are the different features of my product, what are the epics, what are the different activities that are going on, and how have you prioritized them, and what activities or epics are serving whose goals, and what are the goals of your product. If I was to ask you so many questions when you're managing a backlog, a flat backlog like this, it's really very tough for you because you'll be trying to sort, you'll be trying to filter, you'll try to do other tweaking to your backlog, but still you won't be able to give me everything in one go at a most convenient and visually pleasing and easily understandable form. So that's where the story maps come to the rescue. So, if I was to tell you in one word what is a story map, it's the big picture. Okay, the big picture. Why we say it's a big picture is when you want to look at the definition of a story map. Now, that's the way I put it in. So, you'll understand why I mean it's the big picture. So, story maps is a visualization of your product. Okay, visualization of your product. That's something to note, which gives you the benefit of understanding your product's goals, activities, tasks, releases, and all priorities, all at which are all in one glance. Okay, so for all these questions that I had, and for all the answers that I wanted to view in one glance, in one view, story map is the answer to it. So it's a map that organizes goals, activities, tasks in a logical or sequential manner while taking into account the task priorities. Okay, so definitely you'll find a logical and sequential arrangement of your epics, themes, of your tasks, and you'll also have noticed that when you look at a story map, it will be even prioritized. So when we get into it, you'll be understanding what I mean by that. But every story map has three components, and there are different ways that people name these three components, but it depends. So one type is people call them as goals, activities, and tasks, which are three layers. Some people they name it and they call it themes, epics, and user stories. Some they call it as activities, steps, and tasks. So whatever form you're following, it's totally fine. Whichever form you take, it will definitely serve the purpose, and it will bring out the real all the it'll help you to organize your backlog in a very visually pleasing way and informative way, in a way that you'll be able to take decisions, and you'll be able to understand the stage and how your product is right now. So if you Google out what are story maps on a wall in Agile, these are some pictures that you would be displayed with. So if you see in all these pictures, story maps are generally put on boards, on walls, on large tables, on floors. That's how people work with story maps, because a story map for a product is not something that can fit into one page. A story map can even take up an entire wall. Okay, so that's how large your story maps are. So this is how people work with story maps. So I'll show you now how you can create your own story map. Of course, if you want to create a story map for an entire product, then we need an entire wall, but I'll be showing you just one part of it, so that to give you a idea of how to build a story map. So let's get into it. So let's build a story map for an online shopping product. So you have personas for your products. If you don't know what personas are, I would have taken a video on personas and how to identify them, and you can click on the link given in the description box. So for here, this product, we have like, let's say, four personas: the shop owner, the customer, the delivery rep, and the warehouse manager. So we'll, with this personas in mind, let's create a story map for only one persona for now. So I've taken the customer, the persona of a customer. So when you look at the components that I mentioned in a story map, you have, I said, three layers. So it can either be a theme, steps, or task. It can also be um, activities, steps, and tasks. It can be goals, activities, and tasks, anything. Okay, but whichever layer, whichever naming convention you take, still you're going to land up with the same format. It's just the naming conventions. So I've taken theme, steps, and tasks. So the first theme is placing an order. So for an online customer, the first aim or the first goal would be place an order. So in order to place an order, the second level is steps. So I need to identify what are the steps that need to be completed in order to place an order. So I identify the steps and then I put down the steps in a logical or sequence manner. So it's first browsing products, then you view the product info, you add a product to the cart, you add your address details, and then you view the summary and you confirm, and then you move on to payments. So this is the steps that are taken in order to place an order. So once you have your steps, so this step here over here, it's the nothing but it's taken from the user journey. So whenever you come across a user journey, it will be helpful in order to put down the steps for every persona. So if you don't know what is a user journey, I've also taken a video on that, so you can click on the link given in the description box again to view that. So the next third layer is tasks. So tasks, the minimalistic or the granular piece of work that needs to be completed in order to achieve a step. Okay, and every step needs to be completed so that it will be able to achieve the goal or the theme. So that's how it works. So in order to browse products, try to understand what will be the different tasks. So it can be tasks, or you can, if you're putting a user story over here, then you try to understand what would be the different user stories that you have under browse products. So when I take tasks, I have two tasks over here. When you browse a product, you can either search for a product or you can filter by category. Next, if you see for view products, you can preview the product, you can view detailed informations. So these are all minute tasks or granular tasks that you place under your steps. So notice that for every step there are relevant tasks. You cannot mix match any task for a different step. And another important point is the tasks also. Later on, I'll take another video on the benefits of story maps, so you'll know how you'll be able to prioritize your tasks also for releases. So that's another topic for another video. But for now, I hope that you have an understanding of how you structure and how you build a story map. So if you notice, every task would get completed in order to achieve a step, and all steps need to get completed in order to achieve a theme or a goal. So initially you would see that the steps, the second layer, this is said to be your backbone of your product, because unless every step is completed, you will be able to identify what are all the different tasks that need to be achieved in order for the step to be completed, and what are all the different steps that need to be completed to achieve a goal which actually serves a particular customer, bringing value to the customers. So that is how you build a story map. So this is just one section of your story map. A persona can have multiple goals, there can be multiple themes also, but I've just given an example. So when you start building your story map, as I said, you would end up with a wall full of activities, tasks, goals, themes, etc. So this is how you'll be landing up with your story map. And yeah, this is just a visualization I wanted to show you. So you'll be having different personas with different themes, and then you'll have different activities and steps that would be um, jotted down for every activity. So this is about your story map. As I said, there'll be another video on the benefits of story map and how is it useful to business analysts for their for prioritizing, for tracking, and for release planning. So Stay tuned for those videos, and if you found this video helpful, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.